US Open standalone event, mixed doubles draw. It's almost all people seem to be talking about on the run up to Wimbledon. We've been usurped by an American. Speculation seems to be on whether there'll be any transfer of technique, knowledge by osmosis of cojones, or if the tournament is going to be all cabeza, and the corazon and cojones might have to wait till celebrations in Ibiza afterwards. But there's another pairing that needs to see a meeting of minds, not eggs. As mixed doubles is at club level all long hot summer long. Quiwen, Zheng and Jack Draper. I wonder what Yannick Sinner's handshake is like, with Jack Draper recently seeing red in rather roid rage-esque way. You have to assume, in the absence of any touching, that he's a real bone crusher. He's been partnered with a bit of a wet fish handshake. I think both of them can get a lot out of this pairing. More personal growth and development than racket sponsor, the tools of their trade. I'm going to attempt an analogy here. Hopefully there'll be some melding of teams. The player is the central spindle cog that takes the most wear. Those 6 planetary gears, much less so. But you can't just buy the male and the female cog at the front and one in the middle. You have to buy the whole kit and caboodle assembly. Your box. I'm surprised Americans don't have sponsors choose the matchings, actually. Perhaps they do, and there's some poaching going on. The tennis players' team are just planetary gear. And us fans, well, we're like Pluto, aren't we? Not really even a planet anymore. They move in different orbits. I think some of them are concerned that they shouldn't throw their sweatbands into the crowd after a match because someone might stem cell genetically modify offspring off them and make a claim. While me, for one, is thinking, please don't chuck your filth my direction. I felt something of a loss that Naomi Osaka didn't come to Queen's Club this year, though I targeted my ticket for. She always brings style and glamour. A different type of glamour to those underwear models. She's partnered with a pundit. If he drops out, perhaps David off of the tennis podcast could stand in. If Jack Draper's past his wham double denim phase, he can pass a plausible James Bond figure. The serving machine that is Queen Gwen, the Americans would cast as the sexy Bond villain, cold and slightly aloof, but can. Our would-be screen hero, Jack James, bring out her soft hands and turn her, so that both her and her planetary team work for the good of the team and an ongoing relationship, like Felix. That's not a sponsor. A momentary melding of teams that might seed a trade deal with China, rather than America. Amelioration of the modern privateer expansion in the South China Sea, and some relaxations in Hong Kong, pairings contrasting twinnings, freedoms that might finally enable me to redeem my overdue overtime payments for work on the jockey club for that Australian guy. Is Queen Gwen going to show our James Bond her Happy Valley, which was once ours? This is the soft, effective face of diplomacy. Not politicians, we saw that in Brexit. Who's going to be the real winners of the standalone? Discounting Titipas and Badosa, that's one you prepared earlier. Anything that alienates the host is a winner with me. Fight at tennis, not war, to paraphrase some 60s slogan. Will there be any touching me, touching you?